And what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. Back with Garry, as always. This is
Hello.
season 4,
It is
episode
very tired.
22. I'm very tired, but we're
It is
doing.
it is 11:34 at night.
I just worked an
Let me
11-hour
remind.
day, and I have to do that again tomorrow, and then the day after that. Okay, I'm
Guess
quite
what?
tired.
I have to do the same.
No, you don't. You gotta work like a 6 or 7 hour day.
I had to work long enough.
Whatever.
What I was trying
Doing
to say
this.
was I have to work until I'm done.
We got to review Pocono. Pocono is in the books. We're gonna talk all about that. All the fun stuff that happened there. Got some silly season news too. Some other pretty crazy stuff that went on over the course of the week. And then, of course, at the end, we'll preview this weekend's action at both Atlanta and Lime Rock Park. So that should be fun.
Lime Rock. Who's going to Lime Rock?
Oh, you'll find out later on in the
No,
episode.
it's okay. I already found out.
Spoiled it for yourself. Why would you do that?
It's okay. I probably
Anyways,
wasn't gonna watch it.
back to um, Pocono. All 3 series raced this weekend. I will say I did not get a chance to watch much of it. I watched a little bit of the Cup race. That was it. So, sorry.
I watched the same thing,
I was on
but
vacation.
instead of watching it, all I saw was bu- buffering, like any streaming platform.
That sounds like a skill issue. Be real with you. Sounds like a Wi-Fi issue, really.
Is it?
For the truck race, Dennison blew a tire to end the first stage. That was first real big problem. It was pretty hard hit. There was a huge wreck in stage 3. To start this big wreck in stage 3, stage 2 was completely clean. Collected Tyler Ankrum, Grant Enfinger, Ben Rhodes, and a lot more. Kind of shook the race up a little bit. Brandon Garcia wrecked on the restart. And then Corey Heim, in his mission to get the win, as was his destiny, had a flat tire. And then subsequently, on the restart after that, the other really competitive truck, that being of Carson Hocevar, decided to get a restart violation. So in the matter of only a few laps, the 2 most competitive drivers in the race were both taken out. So that was awesome. Matt Crafton had a flat tire as well. But all the shakeup from those incidents and stupidity, be real with you, allowed Lane Riggs to pull away to capitalize on the issues. He pulled away to score his first win of the season. So good job, Lane Riggs. Gets into the playoffs. He had a good truck, about third, fourth place truck, but capitalized on the other problems and took the win. So that's pretty cool. Then in the Xfinity race, Daniel Dye went around early. Johnson Bunksignor, butchered his name as I always do. His motor gave on the restart of that, so that was wild. Then there was a big wreck in stage 2. Daniel Dye was collected again, along with Brandon Jones, Austin Hill, William Sawalich, and many others, taking him out of contention. Leland Honeyman went for a slide, as did Garrett Smithley, to start stage 3. I didn't even know Garrett Smithley was still racing until I watched the highlights. So yeah. Ryan Ellis wrecked. Nick Sanchez then wrecked on the restart, taking out Sheldon Creed in the process. So that kind of set up a bunch of chaos there. And then there was on the restart after that, Justin Allgaier, he sent it Ross Chastain style into the first turn and almost took out the whole field. But he had a pretty impressive save, which only took him and Chase Elliott out of contention instead of everybody else. So, but then Kyle Sieg went around for a spin, which then set up one more late restart for the win. And Connor Zilisch would make the late pass in daring fashion to secure his second win of the season with Dale Jr. on the pit crew box as the crew chief. So that's pretty damn cool. So, Dale Jr. 1 for 1 as a crew chief in NASCAR. Gotta love it. So, but it's good. A lot of haters were shut up by this. They would say, "Oh, Zilisch can't win on the road course. He can only do road course. He can't do the ovals." And then he wins on an oval, Pocono, a difficult oval at that. So,
Triangle.
Good job for Connor Zilisch as he gets some good momentum back after some struggles with injury and a few other deals.
The triangle. Not an oval.
Shut up, Garry. Shut up. Shut up, bitch. Shut up, bitch.
Don't do an ASMR, please. That hurt my ear.
And then the cup race came around, and this was a very Pocono-esque cup race. Let's go over the list of what makes a good, or not necessarily a good, but a classic Pocono race. First off, rain. There was a rain delay. Went about 2.5 hours. Then you have train racing. We got a lot of that. But what happened during the train racing? We'll get to the third point in a little bit. A lot of stuff happened. Carson Hocevar had a big save thanks to the wall. Riley Herbst wrecked in stage 2, as did Bubba Wallace. So it was not a good stage for 2311 racing, which would be further exacerbated when Tyler Reddick had some mechanical problems. So it was a pretty bad day for 2311 racing in general.
And didn't they also get penalized?
I don't think they did.
At least Bubba Wallace, I should say.
I didn't see any penalties.
That's what I heard.
I didn't see any penalties post Pocono, so. Michael McDowell had a mechanical failure that took him out of the race. Then a big wreck after that included Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, and more. Just to say, I don't know how Kyle Busch is still 20th in points because he seems to wreck every fucking week. But here we are. And then the third stage was relatively clean. There was only one caution. Shane Van Gisbergen spinning during green flag pit stops. That set up, guess what? The third aspect of Pocono, a fuel mileage finish. Fucking Christ. Every Pocono race seems to either come down to tire strategy, fuel mileage, or a green-white checkered finish, or some combination of those three. I mean, holy crap. This time, it was because Chase Briscoe's team, or Chase Briscoe himself actually, was stupid and didn't hear his crew chief say, "Don't go when the jack is dropped," and he went when the jack was dropped, so they didn't seem like they had put enough fuel in the car. So that seems like he's going to lose, after actually, for once, running a really good race. So it came down to fuel mileage. He was 6 laps short. They got the caution they needed. They were going to run, try and save gas. Denny Hamlin was hot on his tail. What are they going to do? Are they going to run out of gas? Are they going to win? So they get down to like 6 to go. He doesn't run out of gas. And then they're like, oh, he saved enough gas. Should be about 1 to a half lap short. Well, they get down to 1 to go. He's still not out of gas. They get to the backstretch. He's still not out of gas. Briscoe somehow without ever losing the lead, never really ever encountering any lap traffic, and without any other cautions besides the one, somehow stretched the tank and won his first race with Joe Gibbs. Yay! First win with Joe Gibbs, I believe his third win in the Cup. So that's pretty cool. Put the 19 car back in victory lane, which is awesome. It's a really feel-good win, too. He's had some fast qualifying runs the last few weeks. Has never really been able to put it together. But he got a win. Got himself in the playoffs. So it's very, very exciting. Good job for Chase Briscoe. So that was pretty cool. Gets himself into the postseason. Also gets himself into the New Year's Eve Spectacular. We are now up to 20 different drivers in the New Year's Eve Spectacular. And we are like barely at halfway. I don't even think we're really at halfway yet in the season. And we're already at 20 drivers. It is pretty crazy how many drivers are already in it. We might be breaking a record this year, guys. Don't quote me on that. Because there's only a couple of drivers left that aren't in that I think legitimately could get in. But who knows? Anything is possible. Otherwise, good win for Chase Briscoe. Also another Denny Hamlin L. Because he somehow, without being short on fuel, wasn't able to make a pass for the win. Everybody's saying, oh, it's Aero. Aero was so bad. No, it wasn't. You could pass anybody who fucking wanted for the entire race. And he didn't do it. He was cocky and sat back hoping that Chase Briscoe would run out of gas. It's like with the tortoise and the hare. The hare got cocky and took a nap right before the finish line and lost the race as a result. That's exactly what Denny Hamlin did here. So, I was happy that Denny Hamlin lost, though, because we took Chris Buescher in fantasy this week. And it seemed like he had a shot at it until he blew it on the last restart. Dropped like 6 spots and couldn't get them all back. But the driver we were going to pick otherwise was Denny Hamlin. So if Denny had won, I would have been pretty pissed. But he didn't win, so it's okay. Still finished 4th, got a good amount of stage points. Not a bad day overall. But, oh well. I was not going to pick Chase Briscoe, so I'm not too mad at the outcome. There was no penalties, like I said. However, one of the crew members on the 88 car, Shane Van Gisbergen's team, did have to go to the hospital after the race because he got broken ribs and a collapsed lung from being hit by a tire during pit stops. So, seems like he's going to be okay, but pretty scary situation in the moment for sure. Also, sad news. This is the last Prime broadcast. Prime is over. It was a good broadcast. I think they did a really good job with their races. They got some good races to work with, but also I think they did a really good job. Really good commentators in the booth. Great camera work. All that sort of stuff. I hope they're back next season in some capacity. Because I think people really... There was a very genuine overall response. Very well received. It was very well received by the fans and the general public in general. So I think they should go with it again next season. See what happens, but I thought it was pretty good. So farewell, Prime. Thank you for reminding us that broadcasts can still be good in NASCAR, because Fox kills that hope every year. So,
continue.
So that was it for Pocono. I don't know if you've got any lasting thoughts, Garry, not related to Prime being a subscription service. That's Pocono then.
No, but in other words, I like Pocono. It was a good race. I watched some of it. It looked good, but at the same time, it just didn't really interest me that much. That's why I just turned it off and just it's a triangle. I'm used to ovals. Why is this a triangle?
Because it is.
And also, Joey Gano was on the TV, so I didn't want to look at Joey Gano, especially on pre-show.
True. Alright, then that is Pocono. We'll put it in the books. Maybe I'll be in person there next season. We'll see. Anyway, got some other silly season stuff to go over. First off, Ross Chastain got to go to the Pentagon after his win at Charlotte. And apparently one of the set people that work at the Pentagon got to smash a watermelon, which was kind of crazy, but also awesome. Love that. Tab Boyd, the spotter for Ricky Stenhouse, was let go last week by Hayek Motorsports. And Clayton Hughes will be did take over starting at Pocono. This was related to derogatory comments made in the name of the Mexico race. So it's 2 penalties that came from derogatory comments about Mexico, post-Mexico race. I guess we're not going back there next year, are we? Garry, don't make any derogatory comments. I'm going to fine you $50,000.
I wasn't going to. I'm just saying.
Just saying. Just saying.
Just saying. People are stupid. That's what I was going to say.
True. Also, a couple more track news. A 5-year deal to keep Bowman Gray on the NASCAR schedule is in the works, which is awesome. Would be pretty based if that went through. And then also another street race is being considered. Last week we talked about a street race in San Diego being considered. Now there's also heavy rumors that a street race or a stadium oval race will happen in Philadelphia. There's a couple of different configurations being considered. One's a street race, another one's a stadium oval race. I don't know what stadium it was. It wasn't one of their big ones. It wasn't like the Eagles stadium. But this would be interesting to race in Philadelphia. It seems like it's going to be either San Diego or Philadelphia. Don't know which one. The Philadelphia rumors are going stronger than the San Diego ones did. However, the wanting to tap back into the California market, especially the Southern California market, might be too much for NASCAR to pass up, even though we know it's not going to work, because it didn't work the last time they tried to do it, or the one before that. Whereas Philadelphia, yes, they go to Pocono, but that's on the very eastern Pennsylvania border, right? This would be kind of a new market for them, kind of. I mean, they go to Dover, which is kind of close, but I think of other East Coast tracks like New Hampshire.
I got a good one. New York.
Yeah, that couldn't happen. New York's too busy of a city to have a street race in. Unless you wanted to do like Buffalo. But that's too close to Watkins Glen. They never do that.
I bet you right now the University of Buffalo do not care if you use their track and field area as a racetrack.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how these negotiations go. I'm very interested to see if these other come to light. I don't know if inherently either of them would be better than a Chicago race. Maybe San Diego. Philadelphia could be cool, but who knows? So, should be a lot of fun to watch that unfold. The final piece of news that I have, and it's a big one, just came out today. TJ Poocher, don't know how you pronounce his last name, bought Rickware Racing. He bought Rickware Racing, the worst team in NASCAR. Guys, this is huge. This is huge. The Cody Ware era might actually be over after this season. Thank God. He plans on making it a 3-car team. I think right now it's a 1-car or 2-car team. I don't remember if it's still 2 or not, but he's planning on bringing it up to a 3-car team. This could be huge for Rickware Racing. Could be huge. Maybe they won't be a constant bottom feeder anymore. Maybe they will. And it'll be nothing will change except Cody Ware won't be racing anymore, so it actually be kind of based. But the potential's unlimited, especially if you want to make it a 3-car team, which in this era with smaller teams is almost impossible. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad to see that somebody did something about that team.
So he is a former Spire Motorsports owner.
He is, yeah. He was one of the founders.
Spire is. So maybe they are going to be good.
I have faith. I think it'll do well. So, and there was one more piece of news. This is a sad piece of news to leave off on, but Larry McClure unfortunately passed away today. The founder of Morgan McClure Racing, one of the founders, one of the longtime owners. You'll know him. You might not know the name, but you know the car. The Kodak number 4 car. Drove for a long time. They won the Daytona 500 twice. Weren't always super successful, but very well known. And Slap Shoes, by the way, if you don't know him, go check him out. Did a video a while ago, a couple years ago or a year ago, touring the old shop. Got to talk with Larry McClure himself. It's a really good video. If you've got the time to go check it out. It's a really good video. They get some really cool stuff. Especially now with this news of his passing, I would 100% recommend going and give it a watch. Learn more about him. Learn more of his impact in the sport. Especially with the team being defunct for a while. Even while they were still going, they were pretty irrelevant, especially at the turn of the 2000s when Sterling Marlin left the team. But they'll always be remembered as the Kodak team. So, rest in peace, Larry. Legend.
He's up there right now talking with Dale Earnhardt right now. Thinking about a race to do.
True. He's up there with the Kodak CEO. Probably, I don't know. Kodak's a defunct company too, so there you go. Anyway, that's all I had for silly season news. Garry, I don't know if you had anything else or not.
I mean, I have news about Spurn Speedway.
Okay.
Actually, let me get it out. if you guys are in the area. Um, I would highly recommend going here on June 27th, which I don't think this is coming. I don't think this is going to be uploaded at a time. Um, when do you upload these again?
This will come out tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say this now. Since this is going to be uploaded 27th, um, today, if you go to Gorgon Oil Speedway, you will see Travis Pastrana and his channel 199 team. To let people know, pit gates are 3 at 3, front gates at 5, and racing's at 7. Um, Adults are $20, kids 6 through 13 are $5, and 5 and under get in for free. Pit passes are $35. So what you will see there are these things: a Van Prix, which I don't know what it is. Free, sorry, I got that wrong. My bad. Um, National Compacts, MCR doors, must see sprint lights. Oops. New England spectator drags, wheel horse modified lawn mowers.
What a great
So
race.
what is this? This is Wreckfest basically. If you
Oh
guys
my
ever played the game
god.
Wreckfest,
I need
say you
to
just call into work.
I
Yeah,
need to
I
watch
say
the lawnmower race.
compact figure eight to that. This is just Wreckfest basically. And who knows? If you go to his channel, he might upload it the next day. I, Let me actually look to see if that's actually a YouTube channel. If I'm not mistaken, that's a YouTube channel. Channel 199. Yes, it is. So maybe, just maybe, he might um do a little video on it. So
Hmm.
I mean, this isn't our first time a YouTuber has gone somewhere. Um, if you guys watch baseball, the Kalamazoo Growlers had, I think, Eric Sim and his guys.
They
So
they should they should do corgi races. That'd be fun.
we're at a racetrack that has multiple things that dogs can get hurt on.
You just race them on the grass. That'd be fine.
What if someone wrecked on the grass?
Well, you do it before the races.
That's
Duh.
not what I'm saying.
The corgis will
That's
get
not what I'm
tired at
saying.
night, so you gotta do it early in the day.
That's not what I'm saying. But yes, if you do it before the races start,
Everybody loves corgi races
how do you know?
because I just do. You ever seen a corgi?
Yes, I saw a lot yesterday.
I know.
Back to NASCAR.
Well, that out of the way, we got to preview this weekend's action. The Xfinity Series and the Cup Series are at Atlanta. Yes, night racing, Saturday night racing indeed. Xfinity is in actually about 4 hours from now, while the Cup Series will be Saturday night, tomorrow night. So that's awesome. Saturday night racing. Sucky part is I can't watch it. So, well, I'll be able to see some of it. I'll be able to see some of it actually.
It's not Atlanta Motor Speedway anymore. It's the
I'm
Echo
not.
Park Speedway.
I'm not calling it Echo Park Speedway. I'm not calling it Echo Park Speedway. I didn't call Charlotte Motor Speedway Lowe's Motor Speedway, so I'm not calling this Echo Park Speedway. Okay, I'm not doing that.
You're right. I don't want to either, but I guess we have to.
No, we don't have to. We can call it whatever the fuck we want. We could call it fuck ass Bob Speedway for all the fuck we care. I'm calling it Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's not all. The Truck Series is in action this weekend too, at a new track. New track for NASCAR. Lime Rock Park in Connecticut, a 7-turn, 1.5 mile. Yes, you heard that right. 1.5 mile long road course. Connecticut. So this will be the first NASCAR race in Connecticut in probably a long time, if ever. So that'll be awesome. From what I've heard, I've seen images of the course. Doesn't look that crazy, but again, it's only 1.5 miles. It's a lot shorter than the normal road courses that NASCAR races at in any of the 3 series. It's apparently a very challenging course. Some people are like, oh, when are we gonna get a cup race here? When are we gonna cup race at Lime Rock Park cup race here? Everybody's like, the cup guys would die. My thought is, why are we putting the truck guys there then? So who knows what the fuck's gonna happen? They're racing there Saturday. It's a day race.
Maybe they'll call in Noble.
I'm gonna miss that too, unfortunately. But so all 3 races should be really exciting. We got 2 at the Super Speedway in Atlanta, not Echo Park, Atlanta.
Echo.
And
Echo
then
Park.
Lime Rock Park. So let's run through our predictions. As such, this weekend should be a lot of big wrecks and unexpected winners in the Xfinity and Cup, and who knows what the fuck's gonna happen in trucks. Should be very exciting. And also, new broadcast partner for the year, TNT, will make their long-awaited return after an 11-year absence on Saturday. So that should be really awesome. So, very pumped to see how they're going to do in their return. So, anyways, though, we'll start with the Xfinity race because that's the first one of the weekend. Who do we think is going to win?
I'm looking at it right now. Anyone can win at Echo Park. I'm gonna go with the number 99 Chevrolet Viking Motorsports driver, Matt DiBenedetto.
Interesting.
I wanted to go for Justin Allgaier, but let's be honest here, he ain't gonna win.
I'm gonna pick. Who am I going to pick? I'll pick Harrison Burton. Why not?
After you said his Daytona win was a fluke.
So I can't pick him?
I mean, you say his win was a fluke, so I mean,
Okay.
that's your choice.
Okay.
All right, Craftsman.
And then, who do we think is going to win the inaugural truck race at Lime Rock Park? It will not be Corey Heim. I think it's going to be Tyler Ankrum. Because why the fuck not? But now we get to the cream of the crop. Back to Atlanta. Atlanta. The Cup race.
So, last week, Tyler had Joey Logano. I had Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson finished in front of Joey Logano because Joey Logano sucks. So that means I'm going to go. And my pick is who drives his 21 car? Oh, Josh Berry. Josh Berry. Josh Berry.
Oh, you got Josh Berry.
It's not bad actually, because didn't Josh Berry almost win
He did
at that track?
okay. Yeah, he did pretty good in the first race in Atlanta. Yeah.
Actually, sorry. I had to take Joey Logano's on it and put Kyle Larson so that you have a chance. Your pick, what Echo Park is going to be a Michigander. Brad Keselowski will win this race.
Well, congratulations on your win this week, because Brad Keselowski, despite how good he may seem, will find a way to fuck it up. Just like this week when he decided to pit when pit road was closed for the lead. What are you doing,
Yeah, let me
Brad?
tell you guys. In the
What are you
Discord, if
doing?
you guys have not been watching this or listening to the sports Discord, he went off when he went into the pit. Tyler was so upset.
How do you're a champion. You've been driving for 20 fucking years in NASCAR. How do you not know when pit road is not closed?
Listen. Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty weren't always that good. Sometimes they had a little bit something wrong
They
up
would
here.
never have done that. Well, they probably did.
Jimmy
But
Johnson, on the other hand, did that a lot. But that's because Jimmy Johnson sucks, and I will always
true,
hate him.
true. It just baffles me that how bad.
Man, he is upset. He used the word baffles. That's rare.
How bad Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski are.
Well, I
It's
think Brett Bush is just, you know, setting up for his son getting ready to cry. He's still, of course, he still needs to get older, but it's gonna be a
right.
while.
We'll see, I guess. That's going to do it, though, for this episode. Live, Laugh, Left. Stay tuned for next week when we recap Atlanta, plus the inaugural race at Lime Rock Park. We'll see how TNT does in their return, and we'll continue on into July, everybody. So that's going to be awesome. So we move on through the season. So, should be a good one. As always, stay tuned for other much more amazing content as well as on here and on the Pringleson YouTube channel. And till next time, see you guys later.
We are gonna go to bed.
Yes, we are. Goodbye.